Okay. Welcome everyone. Wow, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time to notice yourself, and thank you for the willingness to listen. Uh, my prayings are that the talking, the teachings will come out of the heart and go inside hearts, and really um, my teachers of the heart language is first my rabbi, and I would really like to invite his beautiful energy. להזמין and לזמן, it's almost inviting and summoning. In Hebrew, it's very similar, because when we set intentions, just the intentions already have a summoning effect. So I would really like to have him accompany us, and Rabbi Baal Shem Tov and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that yeah, kind of have such a special place in my heart, and yeah. So today is the second class, the second session of Aus Lev. I would like to dedicate this session also to John Ben Lucy, who passed into his world, the next world, about a year ago. He was such a unique, special man, John. Such a beautiful, big heart, and so much kindness and playfulness, and so humble and creative. And Leilui Nishmato. This class is dedicated to the rise of his soul. And may you rest in peace, John. And also, I invite you, if you want to dedicate this session to someone, or to invite someone to accompany you in this learning, in this experiencing, in this healing, feel free to do so. So, it's Chodesh Elul. Yesterday we started Chodesh Elul, the Elul months, and the Elul months it's a big thing. It's a big thing in Judaism. It's a big month. For me personally, also, this is the month that kind of I started delving more in this path of Judaism and Kabbalah, and next month it's the new year in the Jewish calendar. So before that, for a whole month, we prepare. And there is a beautiful analogy that this month, the month of Elul, it's like the gate of next year. And we have the ability and the invitation also to build the gate. And if we are building a fancy gate, that would reflect on the next year. It would be a fancy year, kind of like a door of a hotel, a gate of a hotel, kind of gives indication of what's inside, what's waiting for us in next year. So for 40 days, we blow the shofar every day. And Lawrence here, Lawrence is he's doing it wonderfully. And it's like that in this month, there is a special light coming down to this world, and it's very special timing. I hope to do one class on Soda Etim, the secret of the time, Kafchet Etim, 28 times. There is a time for blessing. There is a time for setting intentions. Such such as, timing is so important. There are things that grow in specific seasons. And if we try to plant something in the wrong season, it just won't grow. There are things that has more potential in certain times, such as sleeping in the nighttime and being awake in the daytime. More than just, this is what I'm used to. It's like the whole rhythm of the body or the nature or cosmos. It works in rhythms. And when we know when to join the action or the flow, this is when things are more flowing, easy, effortless. So in this month, there is an invitation. There is a special light coming down to us, and we blow the shofar. So I'll talk a little bit about the intentions behind the shofar, and then we'll jump into a grounding meditation with shofar, a mini breathwork with shofar. And then after that, we'll have a chat about Elul, bit deeper about Elul and Parashat Shoftim Mishpatim. And then we'll do a breathwork, a long, half an hour breathwork session. So shofar. Sorry, I forgot to bring one and show you what shofar is. But shofar is a horn, and the shape of shofar it's a horn. It's starting narrow and it's expanding. And one of the ideas of it is that we take something small in us, maybe the seed, maybe the divine part within us, and allowing it to expand, In the last session, we talked about what above the ground and under the ground, or the shadows that we usually hide. And sometimes the intention is to let that come up and come out and be expressed. So the shape of shofar is an expansion, and this session a lot is about expansion. And we project ourselves out. But what's interesting is that if you look at the shape of a shofar, of a horn, it's expanding, but it's also, if we look at it from another perspective, it looks like a funnel. So it brings back to us, and not just to us, straight to the throat, right? Because we put it like this, straight to the throat, to throat chakra, or in the sphirot, it's the middle pillar, which it's either the dat or maybe close to tiferet, harmony. So it's very potent. Another intention that we set when we blow or hear a shofar is we have a seed. Just like a tree, there is a seed, the fruit of the tree. Good, Lawrence, you're showing us the shofar. Beautiful. Yeah, good. Thank you, Lawrence. Lawrence has a good collections of, I think, 3 or 4 shofars. And in Rosh Hashanah, and every day, actually, is blowing the shofar. And if you want, you can send him a message and add you to the WhatsApp group. Is doing it to the community here. Another intention that we can set, it's about breaking what separates us from God, from the divine. There are 4 sounds of shofar. One of them is shvarim. And shvarim is breaking. And the teaching behind it is break our idols. Breaking the things that we admire and pray to that are not, it's not on the one. It's not really our thing exactly. Like really refining it to the seed. The analogy, beautiful analogy, is that we all have a seed, like the trees, fruits of the trees. There is the seed that contains the essence, the past, the present, and the future. And on top of this, there is the flesh and the skin. And the flesh and the skin are so temporary. So they're just for this lifetime. And they come to protect the seed. They're shielding. They're shielding. They're not letting in the bad stuff to come in and hurt the seed. And also they don't allow the seed to come out. And a part of the intention when we hear the shofar, just like they broke the walls of Jericho, to break our husk and to allow this divine part within us to shine. That's a beautiful intention, and shofar, it could be quite strong, quite loud. And the last thing is that when we blow the shofar, we announce. Usually, we announce the king. 2 rows of people blowing the horn or the shofars. The king is coming. The king's arrival. When I read the Torah, or when I read the Zohar or Sifrei Kodesh, what I really resonate with is everything that is written, everything that is said, there is an external element of it, and there is an internal element of it. And including when it's mentioned God. God has many, many names, 1,080, 72 famous. And one of them hints an external God, and one of them hints about the divine part within us. If God encompasses everything, so of course we are a part of it. So when we blow the shofar, we announce that as well. We announce it. We announce that my divine part is arriving. It's coming. Through breaking the husk. Yeah. So, and again, this shape, this both projecting it wide and far, and also bringing in from the higher worlds into me. Okay, so let's dive into a grounding meditation. So just finding any comfortable position. And taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. Quickly checking in with the body in the 4 levels. The level of sensations. Welcome, Bobby. Perfect timing. We're just now starting the guided meditation, the grounding meditation with a shofar. And really ask yourself, out of the intentions that sometimes come with shofar blowing and listening, what do you resonate most with? With expressing yourself and funneling and funneling, or perhaps with breaking the husk and coming closer to the seed, breaking the idols, or perhaps announcing the arrival. What is it that you would like to build to the next year. So in this grounding meditation, we have about 18 breaths together with some music and shofar. So if it fits you, you're welcome to breathe with the sound. Can you hear the balance all right? Yeah? Okay. Allow the breath to deepen. Just checking in, asking yourself, what are you feeling right now? What are you feeling in the body, in the heart, in the mind? וייצר. יוד ה' ו' ה'. אלוקים את האדם עפר מן האדמה, ויפח באפיו נשמת חיים, ויהי האדם לנפש חיה. God formed the human from the soil's humus, blowing into his nostrils the breath of life. The human became a living being. This is a very beautiful sentence from Bereshit, from Genesis. And it's very interesting because there is a strong element. So before God created, this is like the sentence of how we were created, and there is a very important hint over there that I would like to touch. Vayitzer is created, God created, and it could be written with one yud. It's written with two yud. Yud represent 10. Yud represent the name of God, and Yud represent the beginning and the end and everything that is in between. And then Adonai Elokim, two names of God. And then created the human, Afar min ha'adama, dust from the earth or from the humus. Layers. There is a remez, there is a hint here that we are made out of layers. We are not just this. We are a whole spectrum. And this is really important to understand that we have different elements within us, such as the body, the mind, the soul, our sensations and emotions and thoughts and energy. And of course, they're all very connected. But to recognize what they are and what their needs is a part of us preparing for the next year. So they all have different character. It's like having different children in the house. We have one sensitive girl that likes quiet and to draw and to do crafts, and we have a boisterous boy that loves noise and he barely walks, he just runs from place to place. And they have different needs. And also my soul have a different needs than what my body and mind has. The body and mind, the nature of them is that they need boundaries. This is a part of living in the physical world. There has to be a boundary. In the small scale, my cell has to have a shell, a mitochondria, something that separates also, membrane. Otherwise, I would just be a blob. My tummy, yeah, it has a limit until how much it wants to eat, how much it can eat. My mind maybe would say, whoa, this is so delicious, just take more. My soul has a different character, different needs. My soul, everyone's souls, it's connected to the divine, it's connected to the infinite giving. So it wants more. It wants this connection. And when it doesn't, when the soul's needs are not being met and acknowledged, they're starting to kind of merge into other parts within ourselves. And then now I want to eat endlessly or watch Netflix endlessly. So a split becomes good, bad, like, dislike. So there is an element of duality, and poor us, really poor us, and as well very lucky us. The first sin, eating from the tree of knowledge, good and evil. We had the tree of life, being, and the tree of good and evil. We've chose that. So now there is this split, good, evil, and it is so powerful just to recognize that I have a desire, I have a need, and I understand it's coming from this place or from that place. It is so powerful. Also another thing is that the mind really thrives on identities. It needs to have an identity, the mind. And the soul really doesn't. Body as well, not so much. But our mind kind of, I am like this. I am an Israeli, I am Jewish, I am a teacher to mindfulness and breathwork. In a way, it needs it. But when this is starting to manage, so now it's hard for me to relate to people because I am Jewish. So I am Jewish. So no, I cannot, I don't know, be kind to whatever. Or our identities, if they are starting to take control and go to the body, on the count on the body of the body, or the account of our soul, we limit ourselves. And the other way around, if we want endless, we will hurt our bodies. And the soul needs the body, and the body needs the soul. It's not about good, bad. It's not about a split. It's about how to work with a family with different needs. And this is the sentence, וייצר אדוני אלוקים את האדם עפר מן האדמה. Also, by the way, Adam is human and Adama is earth. And I find it very beautiful, like very grounding. Even in the Bible, it says, go ground yourself on the ground. So sometimes when we said it's huge to recognize, it's really huge to recognize where our desires are coming from. And sometimes to create communication or connection, it's often it's by not being reactive, by just sitting with it just a little bit more, Hear another part, not be reactive to one part within us only. And I'll include the whole system, include the whole layers, or as many layers as we recognize. Okay. Do you have any comments or questions or? Okay. So in there is another thing that the parasha, just really briefly, we'll touch it 5 minutes and then we'll go to the breathwork. The parasha starts with tzedek tzedek tirdof. Justice, chase. And the literal meaning of it is, chase after justice. Work hard for justice. Demand it. Fight for it, kind of But it says again, it says there is a double, it's not just justice, Chase, it's justice. And often the right thing to do, the justice, it's not to be righteous. It's not to be right. It's not just the righteousness of one level. It's often what's really right, not just to the body, not just to the mind. What really matters here? What really matters here? And I invite you to take it to the breathwork session. To really spend some time with yourself, asking yourself what really matters for you. To the body, to the mind, to your soul. What is it asking? What do they ask? What do they really, really ask? And it's not necessarily the first justice that comes up. Mindfulness is the practice of being in the present moment in a non-judgmental way. Kabbalistic mindfulness or meditation is very similar with the agenda of unveiling the divine within, the divine outside, the divine everywhere. We will breathe by the already that the breath that we've done in the grounding, the rhythm is 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds for the inhalation, 3 seconds for the exhalation. And this is a very special number. I hope if I'm brave enough one day, I'll find a way to do this session online. But there is a reference that says about breathing in a specific rhythm, which is connected to that rhythm, that once you do that for an hour, you are one with God. But the relevant God for that specific time, that, as we said, that there is time for everything. The word neshama, soul, is so similar to the word breath, neshima, and it doesn't stop to surprise me how potent it is to just when people lay or sit and breathe consciously. Not so much, not that sometimes it doesn't matter the depth and the speed. The invitation in this session is, if it fits you, to follow the sound of the breathing. But if it doesn't fit you, so please don't, because the teacher or the guidance does not know better than you. And this whole session is really about diving deep in us and understanding, recognizing the needs of the body, mind, and soul, and expanding out of that. So the breath is a very good tool to bridge between those different layers. As we see it in general, I see it in the hospital, every week. And we see it in general. When we put intentions on it, it amplifies it. Just like if I'm looking, or if I'm really focusing and putting intentions to see better, there is more chance that I will see better. Aiming, intention, kavanah, kivun, and aim, direction. So that's the intentions. As we know, everyone here have breathed before, almost. I'll quickly just say what you might feel, and not to create expectation, but to assure that it is safe and normal. Tingling sensation, lightheaded, heaviness, lightness, pain, cramps. 3 things to remember. 1, you are in control of the intensity. If it gets too much, you can always ease down. You can always slow down the breath. Remember to breathe. If you stop the breath or make it fast and shallow, it would make it more intense. Sometimes the body, when it's stressed, it's starting to breathe faster and shallower. That is not always bad, but that would make it more overwhelming. And if it's already overwhelming, making the breath slow and deep to the abdomen from the nose. Also, please feel free to call me. Write in the chat. I'm available. I'll write my number in the chat. If you are pregnant, better not to do it, or do it extremely, extremely gentle. If you have epilepsy, don't do it. If you have asthma, have the inhaler, the medication next to you. Heart condition. If you have any recommendation from your doctor to avoid strenuous aerobic activity, so just avoid doing that. Avoid strenuous aerobic activity and take it easy. And the idea is that really we are in control of the intensity. And my teacher taught me that if you breathe, you can do breath work. But it is important how to work, because it can be quite powerful stuff. We want to work with it safely. Also, I do work in the hospital, and it's kind of in my training to say that, just to say that. But never in my, never nothing happened, that I've heard of, really, or to me, or that I've heard of. Okay, so about 30 minutes breath work and then a little chat. Any questions before we start? All right. So I recommend you, if it's possible for you, to lay or to sit, but I'd be really happy to see you, if that's all right for you. Starting with really finding your place, finding your position, to spend some time with yourself. Stretching, or putting another pillow or a blanket. Take a moment to think, to set intentions for this session. The month of Elul, preparing for the next year, to the next year. What is it that you would like to cultivate? Hearing the shofar, expanding parts within us, funneling into us what we would like to manifest, to summon. Announcing the arrival of the King within us, the King that is coming to us. And start noticing your breath. Your breath as the bridge between the mind and the body and the soul, the conscious and the subconscious. Allowing the breath to come all the way to the lower lobes, to the lower layers. To the abdomen. And noticing what's happening as you breathe. Allowing the body to expand and contract. Breathing from the nose or from the mouth, whatever your body asks. Noticing the sensations, the emotions, the thoughts. Just checking in. How is your soul doing? How does it feel when you breathe like that? All together we breathe for 13 minutes with this breathing track. Ask yourself if you would like to breathe a little bit deeper. Again and again, we connect to the breath. Again and again. Mind wanders. The body speaks, the heart speaks. Again and again, coming back to the breath, coming back to the soul. Neshima, neshama. Rising up, coming down. Ratzo, vashov. Going and coming. Once again, checking in with the body, heart, mind. And I invite you to allow yourself to project this beauty of yours, like a horn, like a shofar, calling out, crying out, laughing out, expressing. As you breathe, as you stay connected. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Allowing the body to relax. Allowing the mind to rest. Allowing your heart to rest. Allow yourself to observe allowing whatever it is to be heard, to be seen, to be acknowledged. Sitting or laying with yourself as a whole. With all the layers, all the sides, all the parts. I invite you to invite this seed within you. Pure love, pure kindness, pure compassion. And share it. Share it right now with the different parts within you, with your loved ones. As I said, this seed is connected to the past, to the present, to the future. You can draw on that also. Maybe you'd like to put a hand on your chest, maybe a hug. Maybe one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your heart, maybe on your head, maybe on your throat. Congratulating yourself. For taking the time to connect, to feel, to set intentions for the new year coming. To reflect to the past. To be in the present. And to project to the future. A movement of contracting inside and expanding outside. And slowly, slowly, gradually starting to come back. Moving the fingers, moving the toes. Maybe twisting, maybe stretching. Thank you so much for breathing together. It's so powerful when people breathe together. Slowly, slowly coming back. A very wise person told me once that the tears are watering our soul. Okay. First of all, thank you. Thank you so much. There is so much love for you. It's, all the oxytocin comes up. So I'll say goodbye to the people who are watching it online, and I'll pause the recording, and then we will have a closing circle if anyone would like to share.